Yes. So listen, um, sexual reproduction in plant which takes place by the colorful part of the plant body, that is by the flower. Okay, so the flower which consists of male and female reproductive part. So those male and female reproductive part which consists of male and female gametes. So those male and female gametes, they will fuse together and they'll undergo the process called as fertilization. They will produce as the seed. So when that seed is germinate and it will produce as a new plant. So this is the process which takes place in a sexual reproduction in plant. Okay, so to understand this sexual reproduction, how the flower is helps in the sexual reproduction in plant, we should know the structure of flower. Okay, so the flower mainly which consists of four parts. Before that, the flower which attached on the stem with the help of a stalk called as pedicel. Okay, the flower which attached on the stem or the shoot system with the help of a stalk, that stalk called as pedicel. And this, the tip of the pedicel which consists of a flattened and elongated structure. This is the flattened and elongated structure. It's called as thalamus. So on the thalamus only all the floral parts are arranged. So this is the thalamus. On the thalamus only all the floral parts are arranged. Okay. So usually a flower which consists of mainly four parts, that is calyx, corolla, androecium, and the middle one is gynoecium. So there are mainly four whorls of the flower. First one is calyx, the second whorl is called as corolla, and the third whorl is called as androecium, and the fourth whorl is called as gynoecium. So we'll discuss one by one. Okay, the first one is calyx, the green color part you can see here. So the calyx which has small leaf-like units, they are called as sepals. The calyx has small leaf-like units, they are called as sepals. So the main function of these calyx is when the flower in bud stage, it will protect the inner part of the flower. So that is the main function of calyx. Calyx which protects the inner part of the flower when the flower is in bud stage. Okay, the next we'll go for the second whorl of the flower. It is corolla. This is the corolla, the pink color part which you can see, that is the corolla. The corolla which consists of single units, they are called as petals. They are called as petals. I have written here. Okay, these petals are usually colorful in nature. Okay, to attract the insects for pollination, to attract the insects only, the corolla are very colorful in nature. And then these corolla, they are all colorful, I said, and they don't have the green color. Apart from the green color, these petals have the remaining colors but not the green color, and it may be white or colorful in nature but not the green color. Okay, and next we'll go for the third whorl of the flower. It is androecium. This is the third whorl of the flower. Okay, I have written here the orange colored part is called as the androecium. This androecium which consists of a structure called as stamen. Okay, this stamen which consists of two parts, that is filament. It's a thin thread-like structure. It is delicate structure called as filament, and it has a sac-like tip. It is the bulged sac-like tip is called as anther. Okay. Is this anther which consists of pollen. So this anther which consists of four pollen sacs. Inside the anther, there are four pollen sacs are present. You can see here. It consists of four pollen sacs. Inside the pollen sac, which consists of pollen grains, which are usually yellow color, powder-like structure. They are called as pollen grains. I have drawn the diagram of pollen grains here. So these pollen grains, which consists of male gametes or male reproductive cells. So those that is why the androecium is called as male reproductive part of the flower. Okay, since the androecium which consists of pollen grains and that pollen grains which consists of male gametes. So that is why androecium is called as male reproductive part of the flower. Okay, so next we'll go for the fourth whorl, that is gynoecium. Here you can see the fourth whorl is called as gynoecium. So the gynoecium which consists of a structure called as carpel. Carpel is also called as pistil. Okay, so gynoecium which consists of a structure called as carpel or the pistil, which consists of again three main parts. The first part, here you can see the first part, it is called as stigma. Stigma is enlarged and it is sticky in nature. And then it will continues into a thin slender like structure called as style. Okay, and it has a basal bulged part is called as ovary. It has a basal bulged part is called as ovary. So inside the ovary which consists of ovules. So these ovules which consists of egg cells. Okay, so these egg cells after the fertilization process is get over, which give rise to the seeds. Okay, so that is how this flower which helps in the sexual reproduction in the plant body. Got it? So this is the structure of flower. Flower is consists of mainly four whorls, that is calyx, corolla, androecium, and the gynoecium. Okay, so androecium is called as male reproductive part, and the gynoecium is called as female reproductive part of the flower. Got it? So first we discussed about the calyx. Calyx which consists of single units called as sepals. So these calyx which are helps in the protecting the bud when the flower is in bud stage. And the second word is called as corolla. Corolla which consists of single units called as petals. These petals are very attractive and they are colorful, but they don't consist of green color. So they are colorful to attract the insects for pollination purpose. And the third word is called as androecium. The androecium which consists of a special structure called as stamen. Okay, this stamen which consists of thin delicate thread-like structure called as filament and a bulged tip called as anther. So this anther which consists of pollen sacs, 4 pollen sacs will be present in the anther. Okay, those pollen sac which consists of pollen grains in it, and that pollen grains which consists of male gametes. So that is why androecium is called as male reproductive part of the flower. And the next is gynoecium. Gynoecium is the fourth whorl of the flower. So gynoecium which consists of a special structure called as carpel. It is also called as pistil. So each carpel or the pistil which consists of 3 parts, that is stigma, style and ovary. Lalit, are you listening? So which consists of stigma, style and ovary. Ovary which consists of ovules. So ovules which consists of egg cells. So after the fertilization, these egg cells are converted or they will produce the seeds. Okay, when that seed which will on the germination process, it will give rise to a new plant. Understood? So that is how the sexual reproduction which takes place in the flower.